right, I'm gonna make this quick as possible. Some delicious ass food just arrived for me. So I'm gonna make this quick. Show y'all how we made about $1,200 today. And we're gonna show that good old solid strategy. I'm trying to make sure my everything is correct on my end. Hopefully, hopefully my vocal is cool. Um, make sure I can be heard right now. All right. Let me share my screen. Let me start off the right way. Goodest morning to everybody paying attention. My name is Silis. This is Silis Trades. Going over the trades. So as you can see, we made about 11. We made about 12 something. I kind of overtraded, but got out. So we made about 1160 today. On Nash trades for the most part. This and it's out in the Discord. If you're not already, do feel free to join the Discord. The link is in the description. As you can see, started off the morning at 8:20. Uh, like I said, we were buying Nas. Excuse me. As you can see, I had bought originally from this point. And if we go to where Nas is now, I bought from here, and it's all the way up here. So let me show you how I got to that conclusion real quick. We're gonna take all the drawings off. We're gonna take all the indicators off, right? Excuse me. What? So initially, what I do is mark off what I call the golden open, which is the 8:15 candle's body, and not including the wick. So as you can see, we went down to the 8:15 time frame, meaning every single one of these candles is in 15-minute intervals. So I'm gonna find the 8:15 candle, which is right here, this black candle. I'm gonna mark off the body of the candle, not including the wick. And I use this as a catalyst for directional bias when the open happens. So I have that marked off. I go back to my favorite time frame, which is the 30-minute. Now that we have that marked off, we wait for the open, which is 8:30. So at open, this is the 8:30 candle. As you can see, initially it dove down. Well, let me get it. I'm getting ahead of myself. Before open, we'll mark off the golden open, and we'll mark off our support and resistance levels. So before this big white candle, we'll look to the left. We'll see where we've been unable to reach a pinnacle. Like, so we have these wicks a hard time breaking any upward momentum. So we'll mark that off. That's our resistance. We'll do the same thing with the bottom. As you can see here, we've hit some plateaus where it was kind of even. And coming on over to here is doing the same thing. So we'll mark off that area of wicks as the support. So now we have our resistance, which is the roof, and our support, which is the floor, which basically just tells us where price is currently sitting at. Am I not sharing my screen? I hate when that happens. I apologize. I don't know where it stopped at, so let me start over. We'll mark off the 8:15 candle's body, which is this blue box. There's a black candle right here at 8:15. Mark off that body with the blue box. Back to 30-minute candle, 30-minute time frame. We'll see where a roof is being created, where those wicks just seem to not be able to penetrate, which is right here before open. That's our resistance. We'll do the same thing with the bottom, where was price just knocking at and just not being able to pull through, even over to here. So we'll mark off that support. So we have our resistance, our support, and our golden open. Our golden open is the catalyst for directional bias at 8:30 when New York opens. We're taking our time. Not just because it's 8:30, we don't punch in. We didn't have any news to take into account. So let me pull up Forex Factory where I get all my news information from. We do have news coming up at 1, but as far as any news during open, we had nothing major. So we knew at 8:30 we could just be patient, see where price really wanted to go. So initially we dove down. not in any buys or anything like that at this point. We're waiting for price to really tell us where it wants to go. So I put on my indicators that I like to use, which are very few and use. At volume is one that can stay up at all times, showing you how much the bears or bulls are in the market. But we'll put on our fair value gaps and we'll put on our POC indicator. Well, I'll have to take off the fair value gaps for a second. We also need our value area, which is very, very important. But we'll mark off these areas so that we can take off the indicator. Because when you don't purchase TradingView, you can only use or two indicators at a time. For some reason, volume is accepted as an indicator, but I'm not going to pay for TradingView when it's free to use. So that's our value area indicator. On the green line is the value area high. Orange is the value area mid range, and the red line is the value area low. So also that may indicate we tapped the mid range. If we have dove down anymore, I would have been like, okay, we're going to tap this low and probably possibly bounce up or continue down, possibly hitting here. We didn't do that. Taking our time with it, 835, 845. We come back up above the golden open, and I believe we're going to target the green area. I believe I put that in the Discord. I was already bullish on NASDAQ because of the Palantir government deal. So that was another reason I was buying NAS. And I was putting all of this in the Discord, calling the buys. But I believe it did that because we did break support, but we were driven right back up. And I knew that would happen as I have Palantir on my watch list as well, knowing that they are a confluence for one another. Knowing that Palantir was going to go up, we had worried about this deal, so we knew that investors would be pulling in heavily into Palantir. And with NASDAQ being the top 100 companies, I knew that it would also be going up. So once it broke above resistance, there was another reason to get in for the buys. Let me put on my fair value gap indicator. So you could have got in for the buys here, 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 here. It's plenty of opportunities. And I put all of this in the Discord for my students. I said we would have a pullback. That indeed did happen. Gold also had some great moves. Didn't take any trades over there. It had good moves at open. Besides that, it's just been kind of stagnant. As you can see, this nothing in between. But my initial and plays that I did make were NASDAQ buys at open. Of course, after seeing what I like to call the slip and slide, usually it happens. We'll go one direction. Once you take this is the one that traps people. They're always going down. It broke support. That gets all these people to sell, and then it goes up, takes all of those sellers out, and goes in the actual direction that it wants to. So a little patience exercise is always important. We did dive up initially and then dive all the way back down, and that would have got a lot of people discouraged, getting out, closing trades, possibly in the red. But we stayed diligent, ending the day with about $1,200, and I keep it that simple every single day. Patience, proper execution. This could have been a much bigger day, but as I'm still trailing into the year, as you can see, if you had been watching me since the beginning of the year, I was doing hundreds. Now we're back into the thousands. March, I'm looking for $5,000, $10,000 days. As we we're amping up the funded capital, uh, personal capital, and things like that. So as we get into spring, I'm definitely looking for bigger numbers, but simply using the solid strategy every single time. Marking off support, resistance, golden open, value area is always important. We're doing what the market wants to do. We're aware of what news might be occurring. If there's nothing, we stick to price action. We're watching what the market wants to do. It bounced off from this. As you can see, it constantly bounced here. We wait. This could have trapped a lot of people or it broke support. It broke the mid range. But give it time. Let it breathe. Take other things into account. If this is Nasdaq, I'm taking Palantir into account. If I'm trading gold, I'm taking the dollar into account. You don't have to do these things, but they help you find directional bias. And that's simple. Solid strategy is that simple. You don't have to overcomplicate this trading thing. The money is there. Take it. But that is what we did today. As you can see, it was all in the Discord. I was at 12:15. Took some other trades that didn't, go my way. Lost a little bit of money, but we're still at over 1162. So that's not horrible. Uh, Tomorrow is the last trading day of the week for me. I might observe and teach and be in class on Friday, but I've been steering clear of Fridays lately. Let's see what news we got tomorrow. We do have unemployment claims, which is a big one. Uh, and then Friday, we've got some stuff. So if I do trade, it'll be light, but I have been steering clear of Fridays. But I might teach, observe, throw out some trade ideas in class. So if you're not already, do hit the link in the description to join the Discord. Add this skill set to your life. Add this value to your daily life. I'm in here daily. We got about 40 students, I believe, now. So trying to amp those numbers up. So feel free to tell a friend if they're into trading. But my name is Silis. This is Silis Trades. And I hope to see y'all in class. I'll see y'all next time. I might go live tomorrow. But we'll see. See y'all next time.